Hey guys, today we're going to be making a tier list for all of the paintings in Terraria. In Terraria! That's right, I built a tier list in Terraria because it's low-hanging fruit to make tier lists, so I wanted to put in a little bit of effort even though it's pretty minimal. But what we're doing today is making an arbitrary list of every single painting in Terraria, an arbitrary tier list, because I wanted to make this video for a while. I think it'd be cool to look at every single painting Terraria has and just see how they stack up against each other. I'm going to say this a few times, but if you don't like my opinion, I don't like yours. No, it's alright. This is purely an opinion and speculative piece. Please, I have not well researched my arguments, and I have not written an essay on the paintings in Terraria. I am neither an art critic nor a art evaluator. So do not take my opinion with more than 1 grain of salt. It is only worth 1 grain of salt at most. Let's get started. Alrighty, so we are going to run through these as quick as possible, and the first one we're looking at is paintings made by the painter. Now, I'm going to try be really quick because I'm aware this is likely going to be a video that runs up to like 20 minutes. If you don't like how I rate them, you have 2 options. You can leave a comment or you can leave this channel. No, but it's a very arbitrary way of ranking them, so please don't expect anything too serious. So we're going to start with first encounter for our first one. I think this is a hard D. Now now let's rock it up to a C. My main issue with this one is it looks like it's only a 2x3, but it's actually a 3x3 painting. So these paintings are the exact same size, except this one looks much smaller. Looks like it should be smaller. Cold Waters in the White Land is a D. It just looks bad. That's pretty much it. Same with this one and this one and this one. All of the biome paintings you can buy from the painter, they just don't look very nice, and there's really no... This one's worse. There's really nowhere you could put them. The only one that's a little bit better is Sky Garden, which is the Wyvern one. Secrets of Sand, you can stay in D. Next one is Underground Reward, and let me tell you, I do not like this one at all. I've never found one reason to ever use this one. We're actually going to bring this one down to F as well. They're just terrible paintings. It's a bit of a trend that the painter has the worst paintings. They were the first paintings introduced, and the sprites just aren't very good. I think Evil Presence is also an E, and Sunflower... It's either, no, it might have been a B on a good day, but it's still going to have to be a C. We're going to run down to paintings you get from the Golfer, and you got these paintings were added in the last update, so as a result, they're quite nice. Like, look at that, that's a good painting. I think this might actually be an A. It's a very nice painting with a nice color scheme and a nice frame, and those are the main things we're going for. The Study of a Golf Ball at Rest is, I think it's a C. It's nice, but... you know, it doesn't really have the pizzazz that some of the better paintings have. 4 is very nice. I like the fact that it's a smaller painting, so it's a 3x3, I believe. I can't look it up, but I believe it's a 3x3. Yeah, it's a 3x3. And it's just got a lot of detail and something to focus on the middle, which is pretty nice. And the next one, which is... can I change? Yeah, the Duplicity of Reflections, which is a reference to... I've got a list here. It's a reference to the Treachery of Images, which is a painting of a pipe. I think this one is a C. It's nice and detailed, and it's got a cool image and a nice frame, but it's just not. It doesn't do all that much for me. I'm just gonna have to be completely Frank Sinatra with you. Let's run over to the Tombstone paintings. These are very nice paintings. Again, graveyard paintings. These were released in 1.4, so the quality of the pixel art is quite nice. I really like Reborn. It's again another 3x3 with a nice frame, but it's got a very nice theme to it. Nevermore has my exact same thoughts. Graveyard is down a little bit. I just don't... Look, there's a type of pixel art I like, and this is it. This is not so much it. So this one's going to have to be a D. It's pretty big, and it just doesn't do that much for me. Still Life, I quite like this one. Let's chuck it into... C. It's a pretty cool painting. You can kind of identify what it is. You know, it's just a little skull next to a bowl of stuff. Bloody Chalice. That's a B. This is a good example of our first B. It just gets the ball rolling. Wicked Undead, which is a reference to Evil Dead 2. I think it's a B. Now, there's something really cool you can do with this if you use neon paint. I'll find the screenshot of it, or I'll do it myself after this. But it's very cool, and that's one of the main reasons this one's a B instead of a C. It's just a pretty groovy looking painting. This one, Ghost Manifestation, which is a reference to the poster from Poltergeist. It's quite nice, and I like the fact that it's hasn't got a frame along with Evil Dead. It makes it a bit different. But the actual image itself, it's kind of hard to figure out what it is. You can do some pretty cool stuff with paint with it, but unfortunately this one is a C. Let's run over to the paintings from the Traveling Merchant, and apart from the paintings from the painter, these might be my least favorite paintings. They're all really big, and they have the classic description of what a bad frame looks like. The frames just detract from the whole image. I have a master's degree in evaluation of painting, so I know what I'm talking about when I say the frame. Oh baby, don't even talk to me about it. The truth is up there. It's honestly one of the better ones sold by the Traveling Merchant. And another reason why I hate the Traveling Merchant ones is they're so goddamn hard to get. And they're just so big. Ugh. This is a D. Acorns. Oh my god, this is an F. Look at that. Who's the artist? I'm sorry to be rude to you, but Jay Hayes, I've seen better work. It's a pretty boring frame. It's a terribly boring picture. It's just a tree that's just held down by a big acorn, or in this case, a bauble. It's just not a good one. Let's use the Zappinator to clear out some slimes. I should have reforged this to shoot faster. There we go. This one, it's a reference to Doom or Quake. Wolfenstein. Oh my god, it's a reference to Wolfenstein. Except they're wearing meteor armor, so that gives it enough merit to be chucked into the D tier. I still hate the frame. Doesn't match with the picture at all, unlike this one, which does. But yeah, I really don't like the Christmas frame. Oh, that's a little bit nicer. I just really don't like the Christmas frame. This one is a D. It's a nicer image than an E or an F. This one, this one's actually quite nice. Yeah, okay. This one's a B. I think that one deserves a B. More Christmas ones, you guys can just get dropped off in the absolute trash. You can go there. It's a reference to Goodfellas, and it's called Snowfellas. I like that. It's cute. It's a D. It's a D from me, hey? Let's jump into the Underground Desert ones, and these are another set of paintings that I really like. Honestly, at one point, this was one of the things I was most excited for, vanity-wise, in the 1.4 update. There's some really cool paintings here. Andrew Sphinx, which is a reference to Andrew's name, but it's the Sphinx from Egypt. It's a pretty cool painting. It's not one of the best, but we're going to crack it down to a B, I think. B. It's a bit hard to see what it is. That's why it doesn't quite reach that A status. But the hat's nice, so I like that. Wicked Antlion. This one's going to be an A. It's a very identifiable picture. It's a nice color scheme. It's cool. Bloody Burning Spirit. Oh, it's an S. I'm just going to do it. It's going to be our first S. Very cool picture. Really cool purple and very vibrant frame. I can imagine using this in quite a few builds. So you get an S for me. Let's go to Jaws of Death, which is a top-down view of a antlion. I think you can take a... I'm not sure if it's a B or a C. Like, it's a nice picture, and it's a very interesting frame, and it's a cool color scheme, but it's just a bit too hard to figure out what it is. So I'm kind of questioning whether to put it in B or C. I'm using the wrong one. Look, you know what? I'm going to do a little hack and just do that, because I really don't know. The Sands of Slime. Yeah, that's it. The Sands of Slime. Yeah, the Sands of Slime. This one is it's a C. It's not as interesting as the Death from Above one or Death from Below one. So it's just a bit lower. That's the reference material I'm using. This one would probably be an A, Oasis, if I like the frame a bit more, but because the frame is really not my style. I mean, obviously, actually, I can imagine if you had it in a decent sandstone building, it would probably be a B, so let's move it up to B. This is a really cool one. This is a very cool painting that's very unique, very different. It really stands out in your house, and you can use it for more than just like a background decoration, or you can use it for more values than you could normally use a painting for. For that reason, It's between an S and an A. I think it's gonna be a bloody S. The same thing goes for the ancient tablet, which kind of reminds me of the stone. What was it called? The rosary stone? Rosary stone. Nope, I don't know what it's called. The stone which they used to find out how to speak ancient Egyptian. But this one is likely going to have to stay at an A, which is a very good rating, so can't really be too sad. Moving on to Bandage Boy and the other three ones. Sorry, we'll go to Visiting the Pyramids first. And this is probably the only underground desert painting that I dislike. Average frame, just really bad artwork though, no offense. J. Parker III, I'm sorry, I just don't love this one. Nothing against you. You have to crank down into the E's. You're still better than these ones, so don't stress, don't fret. Bandage Boy, nothing too special about you. You can sit right in the middle in C. Uluru, I'm a bloody Australian. You get the S tier. I really like this one. It's a very nice painting. It's a very modern, sleek frame, and it's of an Australian landmark that I identify with. So you get S tier. The Divine Eye, I think you're going to get cranked down into C as well. I don't love it. I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. I don't love it or like it. I think I said everything. It's just, it deserves to be in the center. That's pretty much the outcome I was trying to give it. So we're about halfway through our paintings, and you can see that we're getting pretty full up. We have 2 in S tier, 7 in A, and then I'm not counting the rest. On average, the painter seems to have the best paintings, and the traveling merchant has the worst. Oh, sorry, the painter has, not the painter. The golfer has the best paintings, and the traveling merchant has the worst. Moving on to the underground cabins. So, sorry. Yeah, the underground cabins. So the ones we just looked at were from the underground desert. These are from the underground cabins. The underground cabins are some very nice ones. Oh, there's a mix. I think this is another set of ones where there's some great ones and there's some just abysmal ones. Looking at American Explosives yet, let's zoom back in. We have... It's meant to be the Demolitionist, but you can't really see it that well. And for that reason... It's a D. I just can't imagine using it in too many locations. We're going to have to make this frame a bit bigger. Chrono devours his lunch. That is a reference to a pretty spooky painting that's very famous for being spooky and scary. Yes, it's a reference to Saturn devouring his son. I think it looks spooky, and even though you can't really tell what it is, it's got a bit of a yikers to feel to it. So I think it kind of sates the theme that it's going for. So we're going to crack it in C tier. Discover. I like this one. I like the blue. I like the frame. I like the colors. I like the floating island. I don't know what it's of. Okay, it's a player wearing gold armor spotting a floating island. But I think it's a B tier. It's just got a lot of good stuff and a lot of cool stuff. That's the painting. That's a famous painting based on Son of Man. The man appears to be a merchant. You can't really tell what it is, so you lose points for that. But otherwise, I like it. Cool frame, cool pictures, V modern, V cool, V fresh. You get a B tier from me. Finding Gold is a painting I absolutely hate. I hate this one. You go an F tier. You can just find this one, and I feel like it shows up twice as much as anything else. It's just an ugly one. The Guide, very Picasso-esque. You can take a A or B. I think you get an A tier. It's very artsy. It's very fresh, very new wave of the developers to include a Picasso painting. This is another one I don't like. No, you're getting an F tier. You are getting an F tier. Glorious Night. I'm not a fan of your creation. Okay, well I have to move them up manually. And in the second half of the underground cabin ones, there are some ones I like quite a bit. Old Miner. There are some ones I don't like quite a bit. You can get an E tier. It's got a cute-ish animal in it. I like rats. Oh my god, it's not a rat. I'm looking at the wiki, by the way. It's a person leaning on a pickaxe. Look, I don't see it. I don't see it, but you can still have an E tier. Sunflowers. This is one that fits in a lot of builds. You get S tier. It just fits. It just fits. It's cute. You know what else? You also get S tier. You get my OTP. You get the Goblin Tinker and the Mechanic. It's the best stuff. It's just what you're here for. Rare Enchantment is a painting of Tim. The frame's a bit weak and the color palette's a bit yikes, but you get a B tier. I can't dislike it too much. Waldo, You get a C tier, hey? C tier. We know what you are. We know who you are. I'm going to push you up. You're one of the better 3x2 paintings. Oops. Yeah, so you're going to go up a bit. Nurse Lisa. You can get a C. It's a Mona Lisa, but it's a nurse. It's not very creative. You can just see it's literally the Mona Lisa. Like, I can't tell the difference between that and the regular Mona Lisa. It's a photo scan, but with a hat. I'm joking. It's quite a nice one. This one, Land, it's a bit uninspired. I've seen works done like this before in many, many galaxies. Galaxies. So you can get a D tier. And The Merchant. You know, it's a classic. This really is on par with Nurse Lisa. Like, you can't split them. They're both just old style, fancy paintings. It's a parody of Leonardo da Vinci's self-portrait, except it's The Merchant instead of Leon, big old Leon. So that's all of the Underground Cavern ones. Let's crank over to the dungeon paintings, and there is a lot of them, and some of these are good, and some of these are less than good. So let's get all of these. I think this might be the biggest category in the game. I'm almost certain it is, actually. And let's make our way through these. Blood Moon Rising. I like it because it's kind of a reference to that song. I see there's something moon rising, but it's not a great painting. You get a bloody E. Bone Warp, E. F. I clicked it and I realized it's not as good as I thought. This is a 4x3 painting. No, it's a 3x3 painting. It does not look like a 3x3 painting, so it's definitely an F tier, sorry. The Creation of the Gods is quite a nice one. We'll move you up to B. You can definitely find space for this one. It feels like the centerpiece of a room. It really ties a lot of my builds together. The Clothier, or the Cursed Man. The Cursed Man. I don't know. I just get good vibes from this guy. He's a bit cursed, but he's just a happy boy. He's not happy. He's not happy, but it's just a nice portrait. That's it. That's the end of my justification for that one. It's a nice portrait. The Destroyer. It's not the greatest artwork I've ever seen. It's a D. I was gonna put it here, but then I saw that it was in the same tier as the Traveling Merchant one and the Ice Cream one, and those are just not as good. Okay, we're out of space. I'll be right back. Okay, we're bloody back in action. Let's crank oh, gosh. Let's crank back over to the Destroyer. As I was saying, it's not this bad, which means it's this. Oh no, it's this average. That was not intended. The Dryadisk. You know where this one's going, man. If there was a photo like this, but for the furry, oh baby, nothing. Anyway, let's go on to the next set of underground bloody people babas. The Persistence of Eyes. It's a very nice Salvador Dali reference. See, I'm cultured, I'm art, I am numbers, I am smarts. This one's an A tier. It's one I haven't used in my builds, but it's got a nice Dynasty Wall frame, and you know, it's a really famous yet cool painting. It's very fresh, very new wave. I've already made that joke. The Unicorn Crossing the Hallows, Party Girl on Pinkie Pie. You get a B tier just because there's a theoretical connection between you and My Little Pony. I'm sorry. Now this one I've got something to say about it. F. I don't like it. It just doesn't look like it's in the same art style as Terraria. Very flat designs. Look, the twins have awoken. I don't like the exclamation marks. It makes it look a little bit like a meme. It makes it look like a YouTube thumbnail as opposed to a painting. So you're going in D tier. Starry Night. Another one with a Dynasty wood frame. Another one that's also getting an A tier rating. The Guardian's Gaze. You can get a C tier. It's very much the middle of the pack, hey? You are. Yet another Dynasty Wood one that also deserves another A tier rating. It looks like we're going to need some more space yet again, which is an incredible disappointment. So let's come back to that one because we know that's going there. And at the end of all these, hopefully I can place that in. You know, I can do a little bit of just a little bit of classic Tetromino reorganizing and hopefully fit that one there right away. So we got Salvador Dali, we got Vincent van Gogh, and we got a Hokusai. 3 artists. Look at me. Really good question about an interview I had once. They asked, it was an interview for a for a university course, and they asked who my favorite artist was, and I said I don't know any artists, so I didn't get to go to uni. I went to community college. That's a joke. I don't think we have community college in Australia. So Hanged Man, it's nothing special. It's a D. It's an E. No, it's a D. I don't have any reason to dislike it. I just don't have any reason to like it, and that seems to be the path of the course for D. We got Impact. We got the persistence of something. We got that one I didn't read. Mr. Skellington, Sparky, something. Let's do Impact first. Impact, bad artwork, offensive artwork. Yeah, you're in the this is the like offensive to look at tier. Bird Engine, I like the artwork, not that much, but I like thematically, lore-wise, they introduced this painting after Bird Engines were kind of invented in Terraria. So this is gonna have to be a D, and unfortunately I don't have any space for D, so we'll come back to that one. Skellington, J. Skellington Worth, probably be a C, but it's got a banging name, so it ends up in B. The Screamer, B. Sparky, S tier. It's a dog. It's a sad story. It's C-Nex's and Redigit's dog. Sad story. It's a deceased pup. It's a cute dog, regardless of fact of anything. So S tier for that baby. Something Evil is Watching You. I think that's going to be a C. It's quite a nice picture. It doesn't. I think these are by the same artist. Frames might indicate they're artists. Maybe I should check that. So like if they have the same frame, so these 4 probably have the same artist. I don't know. I'm not going to do a well in-depth study about it, but I think that might be it. It's a much nicer version of this one. So you get a C. Goblins playing Polka. Polka is gonna be a it's gonna be a C. As much as I like the like theme and the like reference it makes, it's just not that great of a painting. So it kind of gets pulled down a little. So this one's a D, and this one is actually a B. So let's update that in a second if we can. Glow with Fire. This isn't. It's not offensive. Nah, it's offensive. It's bad. I don't like it. You're going there. You're another C. Actually, you're a D. I think this one's going to be a D as well. So let's crank over the D part. And the last one is the I sees the end. This one is another cool eye fighter. So let's put this one in D. I'll be right back right after I've extended the arena yet again. Alrighty, so I put them in. This is our current list. It's quite a big list. I was honestly unaware of how many paintings there were in this game. But let's jump down to the lava building paintings. Lava building paintings. That sounded weird, but I think I said it in a way that humans understand. I think that was the sentence I was going for. Lava building painting. Paintings you find in lava buildings. Let's do it. Skelehead. This is a actually really cool one. I'm a big fan of this one. You can get an A tier. Look at that. It's a cool dragon. No, I was going to consider giving it a S tier, but I just don't think it doesn't have that little oomph that the rest of them do. It's not that good. It's good, but not that good. Shining Moon, I mean, it doesn't even feel like a lava painting. You can get a E tier. Lake of Fire, very big painting. That doesn't really do that much for me. It's got a really cool frame though, so let's give it a C tier. Living Gore, average. And by average, I mean averagely mediocre. You can get a... Yeah, it's... I don't like it as much as anything here. That was my comparison sake there. I don't mind this one, though. Ominous Presence. I don't know what it is. It looks like a lava boy... lava... Some death sickle holding thing flying over lava. I'm going to say what this is. That's what it is. Trap Ghost. Very spooky. Very give me nightmares. Does what it wants to do. Does it well. B tier. Imp Face, again, it does what it wants to do. Give me nightmares, B tier. Darkness. Now, some of you might think that one's just nothing. You might just think it's nothing. It's dark. But you know what it is? It's the background of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And for that reason, let's put it in B tier. It's the fact that it's literally just the back of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, yeah, is B tier worthy. This one, I don't know what that is. Hey, it's a Dark Soul Reaper. Is that what it is? Dark Soul Reaper. You just can't really tell what it is in the painting, so it's not D. Like it's better than that. I think it's you're better than that, Dark Soul Reaper. Hand Earth. I like this one. I actually quite like this one quite a bit. It works really well in Underground Hell where you find it. So you get that color. You get orange color. You get A tier. Flowing Magma is another one that I'm just unimpressed by. So you get D. Demon's Eye. Yet again, no, Demon's Eye is cooler. Sorry, I hadn't actually looked at that one for a long enough reason to make a well thought out and informed decision about where I should place it in this incredibly articulate and artistic review of the merits of paintings in Terraria. So now that I've had a bit of a think about it, you're actually going to go to B. Considered as soon as I played it the second time. Alrighty, so we're jumping down. Look at it. It's a cool looking eye. You can really tell it's an eye. So goodie bags. Okay, well, we're on this now. This is new, I think. I actually really like that. Like, unironically, that's really cool. Okay, I don't want to see my shields. Turn off shields. Yeah, that's cool. I look like a pixie goddess or god. Bitter Harvest. Blood Moon Embrace. Hallows Eve. Jack Skellington. Morbid Curiosity. Bitter Harvest, I really like the purple in this one, and I admit I've actually used a lot of these, probably 3 of them in my main world builds. This one has really rich colors, so I think you are lucky enough to get a C. You're one of the more vibrant B tier paintings, or one of the more vibrant big ones. This one is the same, but has TD, so Hallows Eve, I like it. I like the color scheme. Jack Skellington, I really like this movie, and I really like the frame, and I really like the painting, and I like the colors, and I like the composition. No, it's a really good one. The painting's a reference to Nightmare Before Christmas, by the way. And Morbid Curiosity, I saved the worst for last. You can get a D tier. It just doesn't do it for me. It's just in that vibe, just not doing it for me vibe. And the last painting, it's actually quite a good one. The one painting that's given to you by the Angler. The Pillage and Me Pixels. It's a big pirate boat. It's not quite an S. It looks good in a lot of houses. Oh, I'm actually really lost as to which of these to put it between. It looks good in a lot of houses because it's got like a really rich color palette. But I don't know if that alone makes it S tier. It's got a nice frame. It's from it. Yeah, you get it. Also, it means I don't have to rebuild the arena. Yeah, I think that one deserves an S tier. I think it really does. I'm just justifying it internally now, but it's a pretty simple piece of artwork that it brings us a certain French word to mind. No, we're done here. That's it. That's the video. No, I will talk a little bit about what I just did. So, for those of you who just tuned in, this is my tier list rating of every single painting in Terraria. I know I didn't look at every single painting because there are paintings that are technically in the same category as paintings like Hanging Skeleton, like this, which you could classify as a painting, but I mean, I think you understand why I didn't do everything like that. There's way too many of them, and I just want to keep this to a list which wouldn't end up having everything in it. I'm trying to find the Psycho Knife so I can turn invisible. There we go. That's it. That's every single painting rated in Terraria. If you didn't like my opinion, you can go to hell. No, I'm joking. This was a very unarticulate, unthought out video. I just really I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I thought it'd be fun just off the cuff to have a look at all the paintings and just see what I think of them. If you guys did like this video, please leave a comment saying, I don't know, what other tier lists you want to see. If you did like it, also tell me if you enjoyed it being in Terraria or you would prefer just like a regular tier list, because I thought it was a cool novelty idea, but it might just have made it a bit harder to follow. I don't know though. It's up to you guys. But yeah, that's my Terraria, every single painting in Terraria tier list, top 10 Watch Mojo facts. Have fun, good time. Luke from Channel 9 News signing out.